Now
Now
recording.
recording.
All right.
Now recording.
So, you're gonna have to imagine here that there's an instrumental of the acclaimed theme song playing in the background, because I can't play it for copyright reasons. Okay.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna have to read these lyrics and just imagine that there's a beat. So if I have no rhythm, it's not because I'm white. It's because
Wow.
that has nothing to do with it. Okay. The acclaimed. Yo,
listen.
listen.
Yo.
Yo, listen. The acclaimed, the hardest in the game, top of the whatever. All right.
In my
You, here we go. You might think you hit hard, but these bars hit harder. I'd be dropping bombs on you, just like Pearl Harbor. You heard of James
Ooh.
Bond? Well, this your cue. Cody Rhodes ref. I'm a fuck on you. You got no
Ooh.
drip. You a flightless bird. You about to lose. Call you Amber Heard. It's all about the game,
Ooh.
and you know how to play it. It's only 6 letters, but you didn't have to say it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Cobra twist. The acclaim.
Right.
Came up with that at like 4 a.m. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's only 6 letters, but you didn't have to say it. That's a bar. That's...
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Well,
Right.
welcome back.
Welcome to Wrestlemania Backlash Cobra Twist
Extravaganza.
extravaganza. Spectacular, amazing, dynamite, stupendous.
Rampage. Forbidden Door.
Rampage. New Japan Pro Wrestling. Bullet Club.
Big balls.
18 inches.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be a bad one, everyone. Strap in. So WrestleMania Backlash is at the weekend. Jesus God.
It is a Thursday.
You know what that means?
No, it's NXT UK, I guess. I don't think Vaughn's on
There's
the-
no reason to watch NXT UK if 1, Von Wagner isn't there, and 2, Pretty Deadly aren't there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, before we talk about anything from the last month or so, anybody wants to bring up anything fun?
We have 2 new white boys of the month.
you took it all away. I give it all away. Can't take my freedom. I'm here to change the game, a banner made of pain. I built my kingdom. Now, you bow to...
What the dog doing?
Yeah.
So,
Raw hasn't been bad. Raw's been okay.
NXT UK has been wild. Or not 2.0, not UK.
Wow, what are you watching? Nieceless got scared for a minute.
Shut up.
Yeah, NXT's great. Spring Break-In show of the year, fantastic. Now,
or if you're an Italian American, you might call it, "Hey, you're spring breaking my balls."
AJ Galante got fucking kidnapped. Fucking.
Get
I
hype.
hope he's all right. Yeah, AEW's been going on. It's been it exists.
Yeah. Ha.
Ha. Or nothing
yeah.
at the end of the month. We'll have to do that too. We'll have to do that one.
Yeah.
We didn't do Revolution.
The Bret Hart, not Bret Hart.
Owen
The
Hart.
Owen Hart.
The Bruce Hart.
the the Natalia tournament is going to take place. Apparently, there's going to be a Joker.
The Joker from Joker 2019.
Or if you're someone if you're a Geordie, there's going to be a Joker from the movie Joker 2019. I'm the Joker, baby. So
Soon to be recognized.
Soon to be recognized as the Joker from.
Shut up.
Undertaker. Rest in peace, Undertaker. Never say never.
That's a Joker, right? It's just Penta and his Joker gear.
I saw a tweet earlier on where it was like someone had posted the bracket for the Owen Hart tournament, and someone had taken like a screenshot of the Samoa Joe Joker bracket.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Oh, who do you think it's going to be?" And all the comments were obviously like, "Oh, I think it's going to be like Cesaro or whatever." And then there was one of the comments where it was a picture of Sting with his Joker face paint on, and it's like not the Joker that AEW deserves, but the Joker that AEW needs. And I was like, "Oh, fella."
Imagine the finals of the Owen Cup is Darby versus Sting. I don't know. I look at the bracket. The right side seems like it's very easily going to be Adam Cole that wins the right side, because the only other person who I think they'd give it to would be Darby, but I don't think they'd have Darby be Adam Cole.
So it's
and then
the left side is what, like, who's on there? It's Joker, baby.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe and the Joker, and Ray Fenix and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, so I don't know how to predict that, because I don't know who the Joker's going to be.
So if the Joker's like Cesaro, he's not winning.
Well, it's weird that they're putting the Joker up against Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I've seen some people say the Joker might be Miro, which would be good.
Yeah, but presumably Joe would lose that match against the Mystery, which is odd for your Ring of Honor TV champion. You know?
Who do you have Samoa Joe lose to?
I mean, Miro maybe, but if it's like Cesaro,
it doesn't seem feasible to have Cesaro beat Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
But then you can't have it be someone who's entirely like easy to beat either. You can't have a Joker come in and have like fucking Jungle Boy. You know? Have Samoa Joe just like run through Jungle Boy for a half an hour.
Have the Joker be Taz.
Yeah. Well, there was actually Taz tweeted that he's been getting like stem cell treatment or whatever on his knee. So, you know, if Taz becomes fit again, I'd love to see him tag with Hook. That would be sick.
I was watching this old TNA thing with the main event Mafia, right? And
hey,
there's a bit in that storyline where Sting gets like thrown out as the top guy, because it was like Sting wanted to run the stable one way and Kurt Angle wanted to run a different way. And Angle's way was working, so they threw out Sting, replaced him with Samoa Joe, and brought in Taz as like Samoa Joe's like trainer guy. So that explains why Taz and Sting were feuding for 8 years in AEW, and it explains why Taz would come in against Joe, because they're friends from TNA in 2009 or whatever the fuck.
Speaking of TNA, We had someone from TNA on sorry Impact. I'm gonna call it TNA. Fuck you. I live in 2004. We had someone from TNA show up on Dynamite last night.
Yep.
Morrissey from popular
Hard.
band The Smiths. Yeah, he just came out and said how much he hates black people, and
Yeah.
that was it.
I don't know, off-putting. I don't really. How'd they
A
Yeah.
laugh?
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And then he said something like put me in the Owen Cup, and because the Owen Cup is run the white the white way. There's no black people in the Owen Cup.
They're not.
No, there's Phoenix who's Hispanic, and I think that's literally it.
Oh
And
my god.
Joe, I guess, but that's loose.
Where's Samoa Joe from? He's like,
Well, he's from California, but
yeah.
it's like Rey Mysterio's from California,
Right. Okay, got you.
So yeah, that's hilarious. Remember when they did the Saudi Arabia World Cup thing, and everyone in it was American? Then Shane McMahon won it.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money,
Remember when they had that women's match in Saudi Arabia and someone like threw a water bottle at them?
Yeah, it was an Italian match, so it was justified.
Oh, come on. Natalia's all right.
No, she's not. She is the worst part of NXT.
Yeah, but that's NXT. She's fine otherwise.
No, she's not.
She's just like a cat lady.
Yeah, and I like cats. Natalia has made me hate cats.
Aw.
Don't say that. That's indirect Coco slander, so you need to take that back.
Guilty by association.
Wow.
You fucking cat racist.
Amber Heard. Hey, how about that? See that fucking spear that guy hit on Dave Chappelle?
Yeah. Oh, that poor fella got messed up. Oh. You see the picture of him sitting on the stretcher going in the ambulance?
Yeah.
Fella's arm was facing the other way. The guy was built like a Tyrannosaurus. His arm was facing the wrong way.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Dave didn't put over the young talent. What the fuck?
Yeah. I posted the screenshot of that on my story with that metal ingus over it. And no one liked it, which upset me a little bit. Because, oh, come on, that's funny. But, like, I don't want to talk about Dave Chappelle too much because a lot of people don't like him. I like him, kind of. I liked Chappelle's show, but it hasn't been great since then.
Well, yeah, it was fine like 20 years ago.
But just in case you felt sorry for Dave Chappelle, immediately as soon as the guy got taken off stage, you went, well, that must have been a trans person. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Get him, Dave.
Yeah, you show them, Dave.
Good job, Dave. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Maybe he's the Joker.
Damn it.
Player hater of the year, the Joker.
Yeah, Mania Backlash is this weekend.
Oh God, don't remind me.
As of Thursday, May the 5th, there.
Guys, May the 5th be with you.
Happy Single to Mind.
No, it's Return of the 5th. It's Return of the 5th, Revenge of the 6th. That's not that fucking hard.
What, they're selling fifths now?
You shut the fuck up.
I want a fifth. Yeah.
As Eminem once said, I just drank a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive?
No.
Don't drink and drive, kids. It's bad.
All the children that watch this.
Yeah. All those children out there looking up to me as your role model.
Don't.
I'm a great person. Like I have so many redeemable qualities.
Yes,
Like Hey, WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah. As of now, there are 6 matches on the card, with only one of them being a title match.
Say, Chop, tell me how many of these matches are not rematches from WrestleMania.
Two.
Ah,
Um, so here's the card in order of least important to, I guess, technically most important. You've got Lashley versus Omos. Yeah,
right.
it's I mean, I'm a proud Omos Sapien here, but this feud is just kind of eh.
Eh?
Yeah,
Eh?
I like MVP, but face Lashley when he has to cut his own promos does not work.
Mm.
Yo, the Acclaimed, I'm a Lashley sister, that sort of thing. But I don't. I guess Omos is gonna win. I don't know. Eh.
Yeah.
You've got Madcap Moss taking on Happy Corbin. I think
Right.
that could actually be okay. I unwillingly have kind of enjoyed some of Moss's matches. I eh,
Yeah.
I think if Corbin wins, they'll carry this feud out. But I think if Moss wins, they're both just gonna move on to whatever else after this, because there's just not a lot to go off of here. Just I think it's kind of funny that Corbin stole his Andre trophy when Corbin presumably has one of his own because he also won it. So, whatever the hell that means. But yeah, then you got Styles versus Edge. Damian Priest is banned from ringside.
Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do once I reach the other side of this match.
Yeah, I don't know. Edge as spooky heel has gotten better since it
Yeah, I
started,
don't hate it, actually.
but it's like I don't know quite what they're waiting on here because I assume Edge will win this, but like Champa is attacking Ali, so presumably he's a heel, and he
Yeah.
was rumored to be in this, and Rhea beat up Liv Morgan, so she's a heel, and
Yeah.
but they're not in it.
I
It's
saw
just
someone on Twitter
pretty.
say that they should have Alexa be in the Edge stable. And you're like, well,
I'm,
why though? It
I'm
makes no
just
sense.
tired. I am very tired of heel spooky Alexa. It's
Yeah.
um,
It's just, what has Alexa even been doing anyway? I feel like I haven't seen her on anything forever.
she's the rumor is that she's like healthy, just sitting at home. They have nothing for her.
Right. Yeah, remember when she like returned and then
Yeah,
disappeared?
because they did all those therapy segments, and
Yeah.
and then they were like, she's going to be in the elimination chamber, and she was, and she made it to the final two with Bianca, lost, and then never appeared again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the whole bit was like, she's normal now, and then she showed up at elimination chamber, still like kind of Alexa.
Not all the way fixed.
Yeah, I guess they can't fix her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
See, in my opinion, wrestling therapy sessions don't have nearly enough references to The Sopranos.
Well, I think the only therapy segments that have ever really worked in wrestling were the Daniel Bryan and
Team
Kane
Hell
one.
No ones, yeah.
Yeah, because one, it gave us Scorpio Sky, and two, it actually built the team chemistry, and they became like a good tag team afterwards.
Yeah. And
Alexa
they had the
just
whole like hug it out thing. That was
yeah,
cool.
and then Alexa just talked to this guy for like a month and a half, showed up, lost, and then was dead. So
Actually, I don't know if cool is the word I want to use to describe the hug it out segment. Harley Davidsons are cool. That was
No, that was cool. That was cool. Come on.
I don't know, man.
Come
It
on.
was funny. It was funny seeing Kane become a hugger, like
What?
Bailey.
Well,
Seeing
you know,
Kane be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hug it out," and
well,
now
you,
he's the mayor of a city.
you remember when they brought Dr. Shelby back for those Bailey and Sasha segments that went like 2 weeks in like 2018, I want to say.
Who is Dr. Shelby? Like, is he a WWE employee, or is he just some like
I
actor
think,
that they bring in to play a
yeah,
therapist?
I think he's like just some random actor that just got over, so they reached out to him again to like get him back. But I don't know.
They should
Then
have brought in like fucking what's her name, Lorraine Bracco. That would have been funny.
you got the rematch between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
Woo!
It'll be good.
Adrenaline. You know what, right? I have one gripe with Cody Rhodes' return to WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania. Well, return at WrestleMania and then since. Right? They haven't used the Cody Vader. He had it on like the first Raw back, and that was it. They need to have it for every Raw. It's just the most ludicrous thing ever, and they have to do it.
Yes, agreed.
But
I
only
love seeing.
if his head pokes out maybe like a half a foot before he comes out. So he's just peeking over the top.
He's nice to look at. I like seeing him on my screen. That he's a very deserving recipient of the White Boy of the Month award, and I don't care what Chop says because he doesn't see it.
Yeah. He's just I mean, I think I saw
Hot.
he's a vaguely Republican man.
No.
This is a thing, Lana, by the way.
Lana likes for some reason.
Yeah. Chops mentioned it before, but you seem to have this, as the French would say, penchant. I don't know what the fuck
What does that mean?
For white blokes who look like they scream slurs on the weekend.
Yeah.
What? No. Can we change the subject?
Maxwell and Cody and
Maxwell's whole bit is that he's a terrible person.
yeah. And who else?
Okay, and he's hot.
Yet we
Doing
have
it.
Twitter.
Like-
Yet we have Twitter user whore for MJF over here.
I changed it back to CM Punk deals. Okay.
And who else? Kane, The Undertaker, you're big fans of them, right? You love them.
No.
Hulk Hogan,
Hogan, X-Pac, all of them.
What?
Road Dogg,
On Michaels, current day. Billy Gunn, anyway.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Vince
Shut up.
McMahon,
Stop talking.
No,
Stop talking.
okay,
Stop talking.
But yeah,
Eric Bischoff, you
No.
just all of
Rhodes and Rollins.
I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to fly to Scotland, and I'm going to beat your ass. Shut up.
Rhodes and Rollins, yeah. Kind of have a bad feeling that this is going to end in shenanigans.
yeah.
I feel like Seth will probably win. They'll want to do a trilogy.
It's a real blessing that WWE doesn't have the option for a time limit draw, because if this was AEW, they'd be pulling one out here, I think. Wait, no.
Jesus. Right.
I know what those bookers are like.
You know what was so stupid? Last night on Dynamite, the main event was Deonna Purrazzo versus Mercedes Martinez for the ROH Women's Belt, right? And when the match started, there was like 12, 13 minutes left until 10 when the show ends, right? So this match is going to go like 10, 11 minutes.
And we know they didn't have an overrun because DK didn't tweet about it.
Well, and their overruns are like 2 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
But Excalibur, whoever the fuck, was like, in this match, 60-minute time limit, and we will stay with the action as long as like, no, the fuck you're not. No, you are not. Like, I mean, that's not even like a breaking kayfabe thing. That is like a logical.
Yeah, that's a
even
lie.
even if wrestling was real, they would not hold over that shit because it's not that's not how TV works. That we know that's a real thing. That's not how TV works. I mean,
Yeah, they don't just like run over it. That's not how television works.
yeah, and it's another dumb thing, right?
You can't get away with running like a half an hour into whatever's after the fucking The Big Bang Theory, you know?
Yeah, those reruns. But
yeah.
No, the thing that's, I mean, it kind of breaks wrestling when you think about it. It's like, how does every show end at the same time every time? Because logically that would happen. And, and you remember, God, it was like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. They pulled that shit on Dynamite where they randomly announced like Pac versus Wheeler Yuta. Like, we went short. Here's another match. Like, that shit was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was an attempt at making the show seem real, but it was just like, no, you didn't.
But
you had that.
If you're gonna do that, you have to do it way more often or not at all. It's not like, I don't know. Because like you think about like the what was it, whatever Dynamite it was, or no, Winter is Coming, where Hangman and Danielson went to a draw, like a 60-minute draw.
Mhm.
Presumably, if this was like a shoot, that card would have had a ton more matches on it than it did. But it barely had matches on it because that match was going to take up half the show. So it's like, it's something that you can't fix in kayfabe. You just have to like roll with it. So I thought that was dumb. Yeah. Anyway, and you've got this thing, 6-man tag. It's the Bloodline, Roman and the Usos, against Drew, Randy, and Riddle. All non-title. This is just a normal 6-man tag match.
Just have it be winner takes all, you cowards.
This is weird because I think what must have had, because they were promoting like the straight up tag match for both of the belts for weeks, and then they changed it to this. I have to think that either they backed out on wanting to have the Usos presumably with both of the belts, or they realized Roman didn't have anything for the show, because I don't think they would just do Roman versus Drew. So they threw this together to get him on the card. I don't know. It's just a weird match. I don't really get I mean, there's that whole rumor that Roman is hurt, but he's like working all these house shows, so he couldn't be hurt.
It's just not. Yeah. I don't even watch Raw and SmackDown anymore. Occasionally I'll turn them on, but it's like I don't pay attention. I just like play fucking dumb little games on my phone.
Yeah.
Sit and do like wordscapes or something.
I think the face team are probably gonna win.
Especially since it's non-title. There's no harm in having the Bloodline lose. Roman isn't going to eat the pin though. I think they'll have like
one of the Usos
like
will just
Randy pin one of the Usos or something.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the pay-per-view after this? Money in the Bank.
No, because there should be something next month, right?
Yeah, there'll be something next month, but they're running
because Money in the Bank is at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So there will be something next month. So what is that going to be? Extreme Rules?
Maybe. the horror show.
Yeah, the horror show.
Nightmare.
Have someone lose an eye again this year. That would be excellent.
Oh my god, that can be the third Rollins Rhodes match. Eye for an eye. Have Seth go all Julia Hart.
Oh, it's Hell in a Cell.
Oh, it's
no, it's not Hell in a Cell, is it?
No,
June 5th in Chicago.
Remember they moved up Hell in a Cell. It's like in June now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my favorite show of the year. I love Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They'll probably do Cody Rollins in the cell then.
In the cell. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
And they might, you know what they might do? They might do the tag match in the cell too. If they give that a little more time to build, the Usos are good cell matches.
Here's something we should discuss. If we're discussing big shows, and I briefly mentioned stadiums. It's Paul White. No.
Yeah.
Clash at the Castle.
The Joker is.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have coming up. In what was it, like September? Yeah, it is, because I know it's September because I can't go because I start college like 2 days before.
No.
That's yeah. I wouldn't want to go anywhere. What the fuck would I want to go to Wales? But yeah. Well, this is my issue, right? And I'm gonna complain about this for years until they eventually cave and do it. What was wrong with having it in Scotland? We have stadiums too. Like, yeah, none of them are the Principality Stadium, but that sucks. That's an awful name. At the very least, run Wembley, because that has history.
I'm kind of surprised they did it in Wales because there
So
are
am I.
Fuck Wales.
There's a lot. I mean, a lot of stadiums in England that could easily hold that show. So
there's a lot of stadiums in Scotland too. What's wrong with doing it in Hampden? What's wrong with that? Nothing.
I mean, the NFL runs Tottenham.
Tottenham, yeah.
Speaking of Wembley, the Broncos are playing the Jaguars in Wembley in October.
Oh God.
Yeah.
There's this really sick. There's this like really unwell, mentally sick part of me that wants to go. So if they lose, I can laugh really, really hard. I will send a picture of me with a Bischoff grin, just a selfie with the field in the background, and send it to Lana every single day for the rest of our friendship, which will presumably only be like another 2 weeks, maybe, because I'll.
Yeah, well, the Jaguars fucking suck, and they can't win a game for shit.
Yeah, I know they're not great. Why is that one of our teams? Why is that?
Because Tony's dad loves UK business for some reason, so he's made sure they come over there every single year.
Yeah, there's probably some tax law in there somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Tony Khan's dad.
Tony Khan's father only loves the UK because he doesn't pay taxes here.
Yeah, because his son's in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which tax haven do you think that the Khan family have all their money in? Allegedly.
I mean, Florida, there's no state income tax.
Allegedly. Is there not? I was thinking they might have it in like Monaco. Allegedly.
Well,
Monaco's pretty good, or even like the Cayman Islands. Allegedly.
The what now?
The Cayman Islands. They don't have any income tax.
Those islands at what?
What are those islands? God damn.
Forbidden Door.
Oh, that reminds me. I saw this thing. This is so completely off topic, but also at the same time on topic because we're talking about football. So Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
Right.
We know him. We love him. He's the 49ers quarterback. So there's rumors going around that he got Robert Kraft's wife pregnant.
I don't know if you know, but Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots. So
he's older than fucking dirt.
Yeah. And Jimmy Garoppolo he used to be on the Patriots. So, yeah, all the more power to you, Jimmy.
Because I'll read you this screenshot from a People magazine thing, right? So it says, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft's girlfriend is a new mom. A spokesperson for the 76-year-old tells people in a statement, last fall, Ricky Lander became the proud mother of a beautiful, healthy baby. While Robert Kraft is not the biological father, he is thrilled with Ricky's blessing of having a healthy child. With respect to her family's privacy, we will not be commenting any further. So, yeah.
I bet you won't be.
Shit, Jimmy would have had his foot in the door with that one, so. What's her name?
Jimmy, honey, I love you, but you belong to the streets.
What's her name? The mom?
Ricky Lander?
Ricky Starks? Ricky Noah Lander. What's she look like?
Probably old.
Yeah, I could see.
No, she's either the same age as him or 23.
No, she's probably about 40 and up.
And just waiting.
Yeah. Oh, she's 42. How about that?
Yeah. So glad you guys got me into this. So fucking great sport. Now I have to get you guys into Formula One. It's only right.
Oh, what is that? They drive the little.
It's just vroom vroom car.
Yeah,
little vroom vroom car.
But it's better than American vroom vroom car because we go in a shape that isn't a circle.
Well, I don't watch American vroom vroom car because I'm not a racist. So
American vroom vroom cars do suck because they just go in the circle, but Formula One vroom vroom cars look really funny.
Yeah.
In a nice
they
way.
look dumb. I could speak for hours on the design flaws in this year's Formula One cars, but I'm not gonna. This is a wrestling podcast.
The main event of WrestleMania Backlash, and again, as of now, the only title match at the show, and I would guess this would be the main event, is Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match.
Yeah, I quit. Me too.
Yeah, Ronda quit.
Can we have Ronda say that she quits, but it's not the match?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Please. Genuinely, I have no idea what happens in this match because this whole feud has been like Ronda came back and she was like a heel when she first came back. And then she was a face, started fucking with Charlotte, and now they had that match at Mania. No, Andrade. They had that match at Mania that Charlotte won, but like not clean. So if Charlotte wins and Ronda quits, I
will rejoice.
If Charlotte wins, I would have to assume that Ronda is done.
I would have to hope that Ronda's done. I mean,
if Ronda wins, then
it's dire straits for all of us.
Yeah, like
no, not the band.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they don't know either. Who wins?
What do you say about that guy with the earring and makeup? Mark, no.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't feel like Ronda, if she was going to hang around, because she is very protective of her image, right? So she's only lost 2 matches in WWE. The first one was on shit roll up, and the second one was with like shenanigans. So I don't think Ronda would just say she quits. That would not happen. But I also don't think Charlotte would.
I feel like
so
Ronda has enough of whatever's close to creative control to go, yeah, I'm not saying I quit.
Yeah, but
I don't
former
UFC world champion. What, you want me to just bitch out to the son? The son. Yeah, yeah, the son of Ric Flair. Sure.
The son in the sky.
Yeah.
out to the sun. Uh, yeah, I
You
think there is a chance here that the stipulation for this gets changed, like on SmackDown tomorrow or like the day of.
yeah. Or they just
Or
entirely retcon it and go, oh, we never said it was an equipment match.
yeah, or like Drew Gulak gets involved or some dumb
Oh my
shit.
Yeah.
god.
Oh, that's how they'll
It's
do
gonna
it, isn't
suck.
it?
It's gonna suck. I feel like this won't. It's typically with these WWE pay-per-views, they always have shit builds and then they're like good. But with this, the only like real, I don't know, good prospects of matches is like maybe Moss and Corbin, Rhodes Rollins, depending on whatever the finish is, and like that's kinda it.
Yeah.
So
I
I
yeah.
um,
What's my apologies if you already said it. I'm half asleep here. I'm currently, you know, working off a migraine. What's Becky Lynch up to?
well, I was
Because
just
I
about to bring it up
right,
because
okay.
there's some titles omitted from this card. So what I think is really weird is that there is not a Raw Women's title match on this card,
Say Chop,
despite.
tell me. Uh, what about the United States or Intercontinental
Well,
Championships?
hold on. I think it's weird that the Raw Women's belt isn't up there because it's like no one's hurt, no one's missing.
No,
They had a 6-woman tag that main evented Raw.
they
Uh,
brought back Asuka. Like,
yeah, so I don't really know why the belt isn't on the card because I thought what it would be is Bianca Sonya at the pay per view, but then they did it on Raw. So Bianca beat Sonya, and then in the 6-woman tag,
oh
Liv
my
picked
god, I'm
up.
forgetting Becky Lynch isn't the women's champion. Jesus,
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot that she dropped the belt. Oh my god.
Yeah. So Sonya has just been beat twice, so I don't think she would
Yeah.
get another shot. And I mean, what? I don't think they would randomly give like Rhea or um.
Live.
Now, who else was on the heel team?
It was Rhea, Becky, Sonya.
Oh yeah, Becky. I don't think they'd run back Bianca Becky with like, I mean, not no hype, but very little. Um, and I don't know because I think they could very well have had Liv, Rhea, Becky, Asuka, and Sonya Bianca all on this card, but I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, what the show is going to be. It's a pay per view, so we're probably playing around about 3.5, 4 hours, right?
Yeah, maybe.
6 matches isn't going to fill 4 hours.
Yeah.
They have to
I,
add something else. That maybe SmackDown, but the SmackDown Women's Championship's accounted for.
yeah. Well,
Maybe
I
they
don't
just
know.
announce it on Twitter.
I don't. You know what I could see that I actually would maybe enjoy. You could do. I know this is kind of something they would maybe do on Raw, but you could do a 5-woman gauntlet for
Mm.
Bianca. But if they did that at the pay per view, I don't think they would do then the match right after,
No.
and I don't think they'd put that on the pre-show either. So I don't know.
Hold on, let me check the. No, the network schedule won't be out yet. No. I was gonna say I'll check the network and see what they're saying for length because generally they don't change it a whole lot, but that won't be out yet. Um,
I mean, if this is it, if it's just these 6 matches, this pay per view is gonna fucking suck.
yeah, it's gonna be like an episode of Raw, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
be sitting there at the end of it going, man, I should have done crosswords. Like,
yeah. It just is. weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
But
talk about
the mid card belts.
yeah, it's WrestleMania marked a whole year since I think it was the Intercontinental Championship had been
Yeah.
defended on pay-per-view, an entire year, which of course is now 13 months. So
That's
what's
not
up with
good.
that? Who even is the Intercontinental Champion?
It's Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Well,
Right.
Ricochet.
Cultaholic had an excellent video with Ricochet the other day.
Yeah.
That was fucking excellent. I love that.
The weird
Not
thing
what I
with
expected to see when I saw Ricochet next to the words Google results, but you know.
the problem with Ricochet is he won't be on this card. I know he won't because he's not
No.
in a feud. He defended the belts against Angel and Umberto and Jinder and Shanky. So he's defended it like I think two or
They
three more times than Shinsuke did in his entire reign.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah.
There's just like there's like a fundamental issue currently, I think, with how they treat the mid-card belts. In that it doesn't feel like they're there at all. They're entirely meaningless. Because when you think about Shinsuke Nakamura's run with the belt, you'd probably think of Shinsuke Nakamura now as, oh, he's the guy with Rick Boogs, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think of Shinsuke Nakamura as former Intercontinental Champion. You think of Shinsuke Nakamura as the guy who should have beaten AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34. It's because the Intercontinental Championship doesn't mean anything anymore. They need to change something. They need to, like, do something different with it and the US belt. I mean, they gave the US belt a new design and they gave the Intercontinental Championship a new design, but it almost feels like as soon as they gave them a new design, the belts died. It's that new
Yeah.
design was basically a coffin for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, it's like they've done nothing with it since. It's just there.
I always it's a weird thing with especially the IC belt in the last year and a half, whatever. Because of Roman and the bloodline. Like Roman's the world champ, Usos are the tag champs. That's just what it is. And recently they've done this bit where they're like, okay, so we have taken over SmackDown. Now we're gonna go get the Raw belts. So Roman got the WWE belt. Usos are gonna get the tag belts. Okay, that's fine. But Roman, I mean, one, he said before that he didn't give a shit about Raw, so why would he want their belts? And two, with the IC belt, I get that there's not like a mid card singles guy in the bloodline,
But
but
there should be.
or either that or Roman should just be the IC champ. Like,
Yeah.
why
It's
in kayfabe would Roman allow a secondary singles men's champion?
yeah, exactly. If you have Roman who wants to be this overseer, this ruler of both Raw and SmackDown, it makes no sense for him to just accept that Ricochet is calling himself a champion on the same show.
Yeah, because like you can, obviously the Usos are the tag champs, so you can make the argument that he doesn't give a shit about the women's division. I mean, who does? But no, I'm kidding. But the IC belt, like, I mean, and you even have fucking Sikoa in NXT,
Yeah,
singles guy,
exactly. Bring Sikoa up and have him dominate the mid card.
be the IC champion. Like, it just
And then be the US champion. You want Roman Reigns and the Bloodline to, be rulers of the men's division and then bring in Naomi in a year.
yeah.
Why not just do that? That makes the most sense. But no, we have Ricochet. I like
Cool.
Ricochet. I'm saying this as if I don't like Ricochet. I like him, but
Yeah.
it makes no sense for them
I
to
don't.
have built Roman Reigns as this, all powerful, fucking dictator
Yeah.
of Raw and SmackDown. You've got this like No, I can't say any of the words I want to say.
Oh, is
Uh-oh.
that's 6-letter word?
No,
Oh,
I can't relate Roman Reigns to a historical dictator, but
I can't.
you got this. Actually, one of them was 6 letters, but we can't do that.
that's not. Yeah, there's two
Yeah,
6-letter words that we can't say.
it's 2 3-letter words, but
It's
yeah. So you can't just have him be like, oh yeah, Ricochet. And I suppose the argument could be made that he doesn't care about the mid card division because,
Yeah,
again,
but
who does?
yeah, I feel like that argument only really works because like you think about like the 24/7 title. Like obviously Roman would not give a shit about that belt. The belt means nothing.
But this is
But
the thing. Why
yeah,
wouldn't he care? Because if he wants to be the leader of everything, you want to be the guy who's on top of absolutely everything, the very top of the roster. Why wouldn't you want every belt? Why wouldn't Roman Reigns just go and kick Dana Brooke in the face and take the belt?
belt collector. Belt
Yeah.
collector.
Exactly,
Belt
belt collector
collector.
Roman Reigns.
yeah, I think
All right,
the
as
thing.
fun. Can I just 1 second?
Have Roman Reigns win the NXT belt. Why would he
No,
be content with there being a
no,
secondary roster?
don't do that. Don't do
No,
that.
obviously don't do it. It's dumb. But if you're going for the idea of, well, Roman Reigns is the ruler of the federation, what's the point in there being a second division that he's not interested in?
I hate to interrupt you, but as fun as this has been, as fun as this has been, if I can fucking talk, I unfortunately have to go do real life things. So I loved this latest installment of us screaming into the void. So
Yeah.
until Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't. I guess with Roman, his whole bit was like he runs SmackDown. So you could say in kayfabe, like he doesn't care about Raw, he doesn't care about NXT. None of that matters to him. He just wants to be SmackDown. SmackDown's on
Yeah.
Fox, it's the biggest brand. So why would he like step lower to Raw and NXT to go get those belts when they don't really mean anything?
Exactly.
But the IC belt doesn't. I wouldn't think falls, and that's on his show.
Yeah.
It's singles men's guys, and he's one of them. So, I don't know.
And if you wanted to just have this bloodline be like the hold all the gold thing, you would surely just bring in a mid carder.
Yeah, and
I mean, they'll do absolutely anything in the WWE to say that someone's related to The Rock. So
yeah.
it's not that far of a stretch to find someone else who's related to Roman Reigns, you know?
Well, yeah, you have Solo Sikoa.
Exactly.
I enjoy in NXT, but he's had a few shots at the North American belt. He hasn't won it. He's
They've already been teasing the bloodline thing with him. This is it.
I feel like he's kind of stagnated in NXT because for some reason they won't put the mid card belt on him, and I don't think he's going to be the NXT champion anytime soon.
No.
So why down there? Like he's not fantastic on the mic, but if he's in the bloodline, he wouldn't really.
You need to be. That's exactly. When have any of the Usos said a sentence longer than like 7 words in the last year? They haven't. They don't need to.
No, they do when they're on their own, but. It's the same thing with Braun right now because they were kind of teasing like, oh, he's on Raw now, and now he's in
Breaker. I thought, oh my god, I thought you were talking about Strowman, and I'm like, Jesus, what?
No, not Strowman. Yeah, him with the bloodline, but but the thing with him is like, oh, he's he's on Raw, he's this big star, he won the NXT title back on Raw over Ziggler. But now he's in NXT in this shit feud with Joe Gacy. So somebody on Twitter said this, but it was like, why is he feuding with Joe Gacy? Why isn't he on Raw? Like, what does he have left to learn or do in NXT?
Exactly.
He is like, I mean, obviously he's still kind of green and he's not a fantastic promo. But when were the Steiners ever not kind of green and not great on, like, so you don't need on NXT anymore. Same thing with Sikoa, same thing with Braun Breaker. And I mean, shit, even I've been saying this forever, but like Io Shirai, SmackDown Women's Division is dead. She's doing nothing. I mean, well, rumor is she's hurt, but she's hadn't done anything at NXT.
Doing anything anyway, yeah.
Forever. So what do you
Bring
know?
her up.
Why
Exactly.
is she still there?
And it's this is another thing, right? They were teasing the bloodline thing with Solo. But this is like my issue. Well, one of my issues with WWE is that they will tease things like that they know the fans want, but they'll tease them and not act on them for so long that you forget that you wanted
Yeah,
it.
and you don't care.
Like they already had Naomi say in an interview. Now it wasn't like an official TV show or whatever, but they've already had her talking about wanting to join the bloodline. She said in some interview like a week or two ago that she'd like to do it. Why
Yeah,
start talking about that now? You've never made any point of it before.
yeah, and it's that whole thing of like, why, if Roman really did want the Raw belts, why did he wait so long to do it? Why
Yeah.
did he wait now? And and even on SmackDown, like that, SmackDown, their roster is awful. There's no one
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
no, it's not good.
It's awful. But you look at like there's these weird like cut off segment things that I don't understand. Like you have like, oh, Raquel is this like big new debut on SmackDown,
Mm.
but she's only interacted with like Natalia. So it's like, why hasn't she run into Ronda or Charlotte? I mean, presumably Raquel is going to be a big player like now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then with fucking, Gunther, he's shown up and done some squash matches. So, one, why isn't he feuding with Ricochet? Why isn't he the IC champion? And why hasn't Roman been like, yo, fucking big fuck is up here now. I gotta watch my ass. Like,
Yeah.
why isn't Roman concerned about Gunther being there?
And again, this is the thing where you could say, well, Roman just doesn't, he isn't concerned because he knows that he's better than everyone else. But why wouldn't you be concerned? You have this new
Yeah,
guy on the block
know
who
you're
is
better.
massive. You know
Yeah,
he's a killer. You saw
like
him in NXT UK. Don't pretend you don't watch.
yeah, and well, they show NXT UK clips in those little like hype things for Gunther. They show
Yeah.
NXT UK clips. So, I mean, obviously it is still Walter. They just changed his name.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a new character, but it's like,
No,
eh,
it's effectively the same bit, which they've
it,
really been leaning into. Like there was that time when he showed up on SmackDown, like the first time, and it was like Gunther invades SmackDown.
yeah,
Like they know what they're doing.
yeah. I, and I
This
mean,
is
with
like we were joking last night in the Discord about how they're really leaning into the wizard thing with like Jericho, but they're really leaning into that thing with Gunther. Like it's
I,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna have, I mean, Ricochet is IC champion. He's beaten whatever's left of that mid card. Feed him to Gunther, have him win the IC title, and have Roman. If you don't want them to get involved with the IC belt, if you don't want the Bloodline to have that belt, just have Roman be like, you can have that one. You can have the IC belt, big fuck. You can have them. I'm not gonna fuck with
Yeah.
you. Do what you want. Like yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I
I feel like
apologize for everyone listening for the negativity. This has just been me and Chop screaming at each other about
no,
how much we hate everything. But
I don't. I know. I don't hate any wrestling as a whole. It's just there's so much room for improvement that every company misses on it. Every brand
well,
misses.
this is what I was gonna say. It's not even like a thing anymore. When AEW first came along, it was a thing of like, well, yeah, WWE kind of sucks, but AEW is really good. Like they've been doing great when the first cut like 6 months, but then it kind of tailed off, and then there was that brief peak when they started bringing everyone in again. Like there was you had like your Brian Danielson and your Adam Cole show up, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, there's that peak again, and then it kind of,
I
you know.
don't. I don't think
And it's not
AEW.
even like anymore you can do your tribalism thing and go, oh, well, I'm an AEW fan and WWE sucks. And like, they both suck an equal amount now. They suck at different things, but
Yeah,
it's like fairly equal now.
I feel like we've brought that up a lot in these podcasts. Like it's whenever we turn into this is that because I mean, right, Dynamite last night. I was so negative about that Dynamite, but it was just because everything on it could have been better. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I really liked the Hangman promo. I really enjoyed that. I liked that heel touch for him, and I think, I mean, stuff like, Jeff versus Bobby Fish and like Dante versus Fiend, those are fine matches. But then you have like Wardlow versus Big Cass, and like seeing Big Cass was cool, but then he just got killed in like 8 minutes, and then he's dead. He's back to Impact. So what truly was the point? And then Deanna and Mercedes, like, you've never seen Deanna before. Here she is in the main event against what?
Sorry. Sorry. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, man. I'm in the clothes store, right? And, and I'm just scrolling through some of like the basketball jersey. And there's a jersey for the Los Santos Panic, right? Which is
Right.
one of the fictional basketball teams in the game. And the name on the back of the jersey is Kaczynski.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Sorry, continue with what you were saying.
No, it's just it's just there's just a lot. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up making a post about that Ring of Honor thing, but it's like you have a main event. Your main event is between the woman that your audience has never seen before and the woman whose record is 3-3.
Yeah.
What is that? Why would anyone care? I did it. So I don't know. Anyway, fucking Mania Backlash. Jesus, I forgot that's what this was about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there'll be a IC title match. Probably not a US title match because Theory and Miz, killed Ali on Raw earlier this week.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
anything, I think
Ali's back, everyone. Yeah.
that was weird. I think I just don't think any of them will be on the card. IC belt probably
No.
won't be on the card. I really have no idea why the Raw Women's Belt isn't on the card. And this weird thing, the women's tag titles, right? I know you don't really watch SmackDown, but the only two tag teams left is the champs, Sasha and Naomi, and Natalya and Shayna. So they're all on SmackDown, and because they all actually are SmackDown people, so they're not even on Raw anymore.
Yeah.
But they they've been having this little feud where it's like it's like singles matches, all that type of shit. But they're gonna have a title match on next week's SmackDown. Not even tomorrow night SmackDown. Next week's SmackDown. So it's not on the pay-per-view. It's days after the pay-per-view. And for a card like this, like why? I mean, I know it's not gonna be a fucking technical classic, but why wouldn't you, throw your women's tag titles, which barely get fucking anything on the pay-per-view,
Exactly. Especially when the card is lacking.
Like the pre-show, anything,
Yeah. 6 matches for like what I'm assuming is going to be a 4-hour show, and then an hour of pre-show is like not good. That's
I'm hoping we don't get like a Hell in a Cell 2019 scenario where they added 4 matches the day of.
yeah.
Because that sucks.
Maybe add 1 or 2. Like maybe we could do with that, and each match is allocated like a half an hour slot, and then you fill the rest of the time with like, because not all the matches are gonna go a half an hour. I don't want to. I can't even remember. I was gonna make a joke. I can't remember any of the matches that are on the card. Like, and I know there's the 6-man. That's it. What like
the card? Yeah, run one more time. The card
Yeah.
is Lashley versus Omos,
right?
Moss versus Corbin,
Right.
Styles versus Edge, Rhodes Rollins, the 6-man, and then Ronda Charlotte.
Yeah, I could see them giving Styles an Edge maybe like 25 minutes, but I don't want to see.
5 minutes.
I don't want to see Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin for any longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I
And
think
in fact, I don't want them to be on screen than any longer than it would take for me to visit the bathroom and come back.
I think with the match lengths, like Lashley almost will go, whole thing probably about 10. Moss Corbin probably about 10-ish. They're gonna give Styles an edge fucking 8 days out there, but I really don't want it. I'm
I
not a
feel like
huge. I'm
they
not a
should add
fan of
yeah.
edge long singles matches or kind
They
of.
should add a stipulation to that, or maybe I'm guessing they might go for the trilogy on that as well. Give them
There is
an
a
act.
stipulation.
What's the
Damian Priest
stipulation?
is banned from ringside.
Shut the fuck up, Jay. Can we have Damian Priest be banned from all matches?
No,
Is that an option?
He's not bad. It's just they still have his old Trons and shit with
Yeah.
the Damian and the Priest. They haven't even updated him. It's like
No, because I'm assuming now he's assigned himself with the
the Damian.
the dark side. He's the Damien now. I don't see why he would have any relation to the priest. He has reached the other side.
Judas in my mind.
Yeah. I'll quickly touch on the UK thing again because I feel like we should talk about it. What do you expect to see from the UK show?
Well, what I expect from the UK show, Drew McIntyre will fight Tyson Fury. That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And Roman will fight someone British.
yeah, that's.
And that'll be that.
I mean, I think they'll have they'll attempt to bring in a match from NXT UK, and most of the crowd will be surprised that NXT UK exists, despite the fact they're in the UK. Most of them will be like, "Hey, that's a thing."
I think there's a half decent chance that brand doesn't even make it to the pay.
Yeah, yeah, it's like they got what 4 months to get there. I don't know.
I'm trusting the word here of our good friend Kyle here. I'm trusting his word,
Right.
but he has said that with NXT UK because he watches it for some reason.
Yeah, he's one of 6 people.
Yeah, that there's a lot of injured people on that brand, and they're not bringing in anyone new, and everyone's leaving. So you had just recently, Nathan Frazier left. What's his face? A Kid left. And a lot of people like that have just and plus they had a Vaughn and Lash Legend and a few other people like Ivy Nile go over to UK.
Yeah.
I guess the reason for that is so they can also bring those people they're interacting with to American NXT.
Yeah,
But
see, this is the thing. For those of you unaware, I'm a member of Fightful Select. And I was listening to one of Sean Ross Sapp's little Q&A things, and someone asked what's going to happen with all the UK signings moving to America? Is that going to be a recurring thing? And he said, yeah, they're planning on that stream of UK talent coming to US NXT is not going to stop. It's going to slow down. There's going to be less people coming soon, but they're going to keep bringing talent over, and they intend on doing it. So I think NXT UK, at the very, very most, stretched out as far as it possibly can be, 18 months.
Yeah, and what I think will inevitably happen is
I don't think what? All right, sorry, welcome on.
Well, I don't think they'll make a big deal out of it, but I do think we will get some type of little invasion type angle where it's not really an invasion, but they do pit up the UK against the American guys. And I think they will just do unification matches with all the belts because they have. I mean, I think. Well, one, I think they probably will just end up retiring the Heritage Cup. I don't think they'll even unify that one. But I mean, we'll probably get Ilya versus whoever the NXT champion is, Miko Satomura versus whoever the women's champ is. I hope it's not fucking Mandy when that happens, because that'll be a mess. And the tag champs who Mustache Mountain. I mean, shit, it might still be or the Creeds or whoever the fuck. So
You know what I think the worst sign for NXT's future is? NXT UK, sorry. Is that they're still in the BT Sports studios.
they are not ever. That's their fucking.
They're not going back on that.
That's their
They will
graveyard.
die there. That's where that show ends. I think genuinely that's the first of many nails in the coffin that we're going to see over the next few months. I think if they had moved out when they had the opportunity to, when just as COVID was ending, if they had moved out of the BT Sport studios, maybe like 3-4 months after WWE went back out on the road, because the UK was like, our restrictions were mostly gone by then anyway.
Yeah.
They could have been running, like local, like little concert halls, you know? I mean, they were going to be running the Bray Head Arena. I had tickets. Ha! And that's like, what, 6,000-7,000 people, I think? I don't know. It's not a big arena. It's not the Hydro. It's definitely not like anything the actual Fed would run, but it's a decent sized arena. And if they had moved on to doing those, they would have been fine, I think. If you'd brought it back at that point in time. But the fact they haven't moved out of BT Sports studios means,
I feel like after the 2.0 switch was when because we've talked about it a million times, how they changed their entire policy on how they deal with talent and foreign talent and all that. I think, and this is very like inhumane and fucked, but I think what they'll do, because they have that UK performance center too.
yeah,
What they'll do with the rest of these NXT UK guys and any new UK talent they find, they'll bring them in and they'll be like, guys, you're going to want to come to America. We'll throw you on NXT. And they'll have them move out to America. And if they don't work out, then sorry. It's what they did with. I get she's from Australia, but Persia, she moved to Florida, and then they released her, and now she's living in Florida. So,
yeah, I think it's like a similar thing to what they did to Drew McIntyre in his first release. I mean, admittedly, he came back here, and boy, did he kill it when he did. But
well, and he had been in America for years before he got released, though. I mean, you talk about Persia, she'd only been living in America for 6-8 months.
Shit, really? Is that's soon?
She didn't show up until 2.0 started. She showed up right at the start of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think NXT UK. I mean, like another thing Sean Ross Sapp said in one of his other Q&As, NXT UK is bringing in next to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, for the company, it's basically a loss. They're bringing in almost nothing in terms of profits.
Yeah.
If they went back out on the road, I think maybe they could have been making something from ticket sales, and they'd certainly be more popular because NXT UK doesn't have like a following as much here. I think no one really cares.
Them running those UK live events. I mean, the UK loves some wrestling, right?
Oh yeah, but no, we're maybe like fourth country in the world in terms of wrestling interest.
But it's not NXT UK. It's WWE.
No, God no.
So
there's two types of wrestling fan in the UK, and the NXT UK caters to neither. There's your casual viewers, your old women who were watching when it was like giant haystacks.
Yeah.
And now they watch it because it's like it was like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks, and those are the two names that will ever be mentioned to you when you mention wrestling to a taxi driver.
Adam Pacini.
Yeah. You get in a taxi, oh, you like wrestling? What, like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks? I've heard that line maybe like a dozen times in my life.
AJ Hazard.
Like AJ Hazard. Like Penta? Yeah, like Penta.
Sarah, yeah.
You get a taxi, and the taxi driver winds down the window and screams, "Sarah, me!" Oh yeah,
Fan
I'll
of
just
the
get
blade?
out. Yeah, I'll just get out here. Thanks. You know, but it's like this is the thing. There's two types of fans here. There's the casual old women viewers who've been watching for 60 years, and they watch the WWE because it used to be the WWF, and they liked Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Damn
and
right.
and now it's like Roman Reigns, and like, oh, you know, whatever, I'll keep watching, whatever.
Yeah,
And there's the
I'm like, no.
smarks. There's a lot of smarks here. The
Wait, Chunk.
people you will see who you will walk into like a game, and they'll still be wearing a Bullet Club shirt, 2022. They'll have they'll have their Bullet Club shirt on, and they'll try and too sweet you as you're trying to check out, and you're like, no, I just want this controller, thanks. And, and they were like, oh, you watch what culture? And I'm like, not anymore. And those are the people who will. Like, yeah, you watch New Japan, and you're like, yeah, no, I haven't watched New Japan since that shirt came out. You know.
You watch Noah?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you watch like Stardom, and I'm like, no, and I think you're on the register. But yeah, and these are the people who will, you know, they'll watch local wrestling. They'll go to progress shows because they fit right in. And they'll go to hotel basements and
because they fit right in.
and you know, these are the people who pay for New Japan World.
Wow.
And NXT UK doesn't appeal to them either.
No, yeah, because the whole point of NXT UK and then NXT India or whatever the fuck was.
They were gonna do NXT Global Domination, weren't they? They were gonna have like NXT Japan.
Seriously, what I think it was is they were like legitimately trying to do a second like territory takeover. Like
yeah, WWE was attempting to monopolize wrestling worldwide.
No, seriously, I think it was like how, you know, Vince killed the territories. I think they were legitimately trying to do that again and kill the indies with their own indies.
This is it. I think, right?
That's why they bought, you know, I'm not bought, but they have Progress. They bought a Vault.
ICW. They bought the Vault from Progress and ICW and WXW, and they kind of own all these companies. I mean, I don't think ICW can stream Fight Club anywhere else. Yeah. They have exclusive contracts with the WWE Network, which is where they're not making a whole lot of money. No, I think, right, and this is a take I've made many times before, but I think the introduction of NXT UK kind of killed the UK indie scene.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
dead.
Because they took all the good talent that was there, and, you know.
Yeah, and then a whole chunk of
all that good talent they were on NXT UK for like 6 months, and then Speaking Out happened, and a lot of them disappeared. And plus, now they're working in like Burger King or whatever.
Another thing, a ton of British talent go to New Japan. New Japan loves British talent, so that's another outlet that they're going to. So it's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's.
This is the thing, man. It's. And this is the same issue that NXT UK has, and I think it's the same issue that most of the UK scene has in general. As you said, a lot of British wrestlers go to Japan, a lot of British wrestlers go to America. We don't have that many who stick around. Because there isn't much money to be made, I don't think, in independent British wrestling anymore.
No, yeah.
It's all in Japan, it's all in America, and you might get to stay in America for 6 months, but you'll be making Fed money while you do it.
Damn right.
Whereas here, you're making, you know, you're making progress money, you know.
Okay, we have to wrap this up because I have to go. But I saw.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
Kyle just posted. So apparently next week is the 200th episode of NXT UK.
Jesus fucking Christ. That marks 199 episodes since I've watched NXT UK.
But next week there's this tag match, and two of the fucks in this match, I swear to God, one of them is Ricochet. This fucker Ashton Smith, he looks just like Ricochet.
Any relation to Dwayne?
Damn, Solo Sikoa lost some weight. Anyway,
Solo Sikoa Smith.
oh, shut up. All right. Anyway, this was I don't even. This was supposed to be about Backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got sidetracked, but
So 18 months
Back for
time,
Double or
NXT UK is just going to be making talent for Sheamus's bar fight scene.
yeah,
I think.
version Butch and Bitch.
Yeah, you're gonna have a
Yeah,
Butch, and you're gonna have
You got the
what?
new brothers, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm lad.
what a tune. So
See,
thanks for watching this.
This was great.
This is good. We should do this more often. That's a lie. No, we shouldn't.
Double or nothing. End of the month.
Double or nothing. End of the month. This is what, like 44, 45?
This is 44.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, I've been King of Kings, the 1981st of my line. You've been Chop Block Show. We've been ranting. Death to the West.
yeah.
Probably not how I should end that, I think.
No, leave it there.